Oh, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Unfiltered podcast with me, Ash, and Flawless. Double A couldn't make it. He's not feeling well, so send us our, warm hearts to him. Hope you get well, my bro, and get well soon, man. And also, Andy Tate's working them Christmas hours. He's trying to rack up them peas. So big up to Andy Tate
Andy
on
Tate,
that
man.
one as well. You get me grinding out here. So yeah, man. It's us three you got to deal with, Ash. First and foremost, I heard you couldn't go to Galatasaray, man. So first and foremost, I'm apologising that. But to be honest with you, you might have got away with that one. Seen Onana in live in the flesh. Wouldn't have wished it on anyone. But how are you anyway, mate?
Yeah, all good, all good. I mean, weather's biting now, innit? We've been getting a bit of snow in Manchester and stuff, and it's cold now. You're walking outside and it's just like biting, and but other than that, yeah, everything's great. You know, United. I mean, just trying not to think about it, innit? You know what it's like? It sets your mood for the week. It sets your mental health for the next until the next game. Do you know what I mean? So you're just trying to ignore it, trying to think of anything else, and you're looking at other results, hoping that they end up dropping points and performing poorly, but it's not happening at the moment. So yeah, no, it's a struggle right now, and the cold weather. But we got Christmas at least. Christmas coming, innit? So
yeah, absolutely, man. But nah, big up to Ash. I'm Flawless, man. Hard-working YouTuber out there. Flawless. What are you telling me, man? How's life?
Love for the kind words. Yeah, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? You know United are bad when you're just saying, how's life? That's how you joke. That's just like, how is life doing? So yes, life in general, blessed. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm all blessed, no complaints whatsoever. Manchester United, on the other hand, that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I'm blessed. Obviously, good to see Ash. Big up for having me as well. And large up to the chat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to everybody. Over 400 in here already. Make sure you like the video, people. There's over 400 here. So let's get them first 300 likes in ASAP. Big up to everybody's here, man. But listen, I'll start off with you, Ash, man. How are you feeling the day after? And we'll get into the main topic. Are we wasting our time with Ten Hag and Rashford? We need to talk about Rashford as well. And yeah, basically. But how are you feeling just in general after the day after, basically, or the night after, or whatever you want to call it?
Was that to me, that Flawless?
Yeah, to you. Yeah, you said Ash. Yeah.
I had to change my headphone halfway thugh that, so I missed a bit. Yeah. But how am I feeling? Like how we're all feeling, innit? Do you know what I mean? Feeling awful. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the thing about United is no one knows what's going on, really. You look at it and you can say the 8 players that have come from the Ranieri and all that, and you could talk about, the willingness to not work hard and the work rate's not there and all that kind of stuff. But we've known that for the past 2-3 years. It's not new, all this. None of this that we're talking about right now is new. None of it's fresh. So why is it continuing to happen? Why are we seeing it over and over again? And I'm looking and I'm thinking, is Ten Hag thinking, right, he came into the club and thought, Rashford performed. He's my guy. He performed for me. Don't care what happened under Mourinho and under Ollie and all that. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about that. I just care for me. He's performed under me, so I'm going to trust him. I'm going to back him. And he's doing the same with all the other players and completely ignoring the couple of years before he came to the club and the way these players have down tools for managers and basically backstabbed managers essentially. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, Saeed. It's so frustrating to watch, to see, to witness. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those where it's the same over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day, innit? You wake up expecting a new day, a fresh day, something to change, something different. But we're getting the same. And it's hard. Yep. It's hard to be a witness to that and to not go insane. Do you know what I mean? Because you know what's wrong. We've all been watching for the past couple of years. We know what's wrong. We see what's wrong. Yet we're being fed it constantly. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm praying and hoping for Sir Jim and all that, but I mean, he's got no great track record. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough, that Newcastle. Not to go on to, but that Newcastle result. Yeah. It was the performance. The result wasn't too bad. You look at it 1-0. You take a 1-0. I mean, a lot of teams struggle to go to St James's Park and get results and stuff. So 1-0 if you was in the game, but we got battered. That was a 4-5-0. That
it's context behind it. It's like the same thing about what do you call it, Galatasaray. It could have been more. There's certain situations where United. It might seem like it's 1-0, but we're getting battered. Even the Everton game, I warned people. I said to people, this, I don't think, it's a 3-0 game for United, but Everton, after the 1-0, we went 1-up after Garnacho, they peppered our goal. They just didn't have a striker. They didn't have a striker to finish their dinner. Same with Newcastle. They had chance after chance. It could have been 3 or 4-0 in that first half. But we got lucky. We rode our luck. Second half came in flawless. Same old problems. Same players playing us down. And the manager has no idea. But how are you feeling after? Are you just kind of like, yo, man, this is what we've been seeing? Like,
this is what we are. Ash hit the nail on the head. It's 3 things for sure when you watch Manchester United games. 1, we're not going to perform well despite the result. 2, we're going to give up chances to the opposition. And 3, we ain't going to create very much. Yes, there'll be exceptions to the rule. Like Galatasaray, we created a lot, but that's the one exception to the rule. You mentioned the Everton game. We can mention the Newcastle game. There isn't too much difference between those 2 matches. Just that Newcastle are a much better outfit and have a much better team and have much better players. And the difference shown. The crazy part about the way we're losing as well is I don't even think Newcastle were great. And that's been the course of the season the entire time. And that's not a criticism of Newcastle. They did what they needed to do. Exactly. I don't think anyone we've lost to this season in the Premier League has played fantastic against us. There's no one who I look at and go, that's a fantastic performance. Teams are beating us at 50%, 60%, 70%. And we rolled over. Newcastle, I think we all knew it's I'm going into games and going, forget about the result. Just don't embarrass us.
Facts.
And yet they find a way to embarrass us. Ash touched on it. There's a way to lose football matches. You're not going to win all games. If we actually gave it actually a good goal and actually put in effort, you know what I'm saying, and actually showed some commitment and tried to put our performance together, and the manager actually attempted to help us, and everyone just not watching the ship sink, and we lose 1-0, we go, you know what? Unlucky. Newcastle, tough place to go. I think we all take there's a manner in which you lose. Because we've lost games. All our greatest players have lost games at this football club. So Alex Ferguson, greatest manager, has lost matches at this football club. But there's a manner in which you do it. And it's been the same old all season long. That's why I don't even get mad. I'm fully at the 5th stage of grief. I'm fully at acceptance. I understand what this team is. Forget performances, get results. That's where I'm at with this. Because I know that win, lose, or draw, the performance is not going to be good. So you man just get results. And we managed to do that because of the opposition we was playing before the Newcastle game, because we're playing teams down the bottom end of the table. Now December, we're playing much better sides. And you see what happens when we come up against a Newcastle who are competent. And we just fold. So, are we wasting our time? Yeah, Ten Hag, the players, everybody got to go. Word to my guy, Eddie, man, ACGI. Anybody can get it. Everybody has to go, in my opinion.
Big up to Adam Fahimi says, drop Rashford, sell him, just release him, to be honest. Listen, big up Adam, sorry, we'll get onto that soon. But the thing is, though, Flawless, is it just the results, though, that we should be talking about now? 18 months into Ten Hag's tenure now, is that we're talking about results, just only results like this. And you know what's mad, he said it himself, though. He goes, Man United brought me here for results. But when you actually deep it, though, like, we could have just had Mourinho. We could have just kept Ollie. We could have kept every other manager that came before, because they were about results. They were about short-termism. And I get it, the football club as a whole is short-term. But he, right now, on the football pitch, you cannot see what he represents here. The team doesn't represent him, and he doesn't represent the team. They both don't even coexist. They're such like polar opposites. It's like they can never understand each other. And I'm like, hold on a minute. You train together, you eat together. You've been with us for 18 months now. How have you not got a style of play after 18 months? Eddie Howe has been in there. I think, did he come in? I think a year before, didn't he? I think Eddie Howe came in a year before. I'm not sure.
But it wasn't. There's not much difference between the two of them. The child,
not much difference, exactly. Not much difference between the two of them. But like I said to you, he with players, like I said to you, he had 2 substitutions. Shall I tell you his 2 substitutions were yesterday? Matt Ritchie and Dubravka, one keeper and one guy who's dusted. Let's be honest, Matt Ritchie is not the player that we you wouldn't take him at United, would you? But at the same time, he did a job. They had 2 substitutions. They played with intensity for 90 minutes. Why can't we do that?
So to answer, like, because you asked the multiple questions in that, but to answer the initially, should it be the way where I'm just talking about getting results? No, it shouldn't be that way. But I'm looking at what I'm seeing. This team is incapable. This manager is incapable. We're watching him crumble under the pressure. That's why performances, forget about it. We're not going to put in a good performance. We've had one all season long, and that was against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. We are at the start of December. So we are approaching, we've played 1/3 of the season. More than that when you include Champions League games and the domestic cup as well on top of that. So I'm fully aware of what I'm not in cloud nine. You know what I'm saying? My head's not in the clouds. I'm fully aware of what I'm watching and the capability of this team. Because a lot of the issues we have this season, we had last season. People talk about goals. We were on the MUFC Unfiltered podcast when people were talking about title charge. Go back and check them, people. I was on that pod on this very channel saying this team is not good enough. Look at the players we have, but people was getting carried away. But creating chances and scoring goals has been a problem Ten Hag's entire reign. We scored 58 league goals last season. Rashford got 18 of them. It took Rashford.
You know how many they scored? Newcastle. They've scored 32 goals this season.
Yeah, we scored.
Top scorers in the Premier League. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Third. Top scorers. 1 second. No, I think. Liverpool have got 32. And Arsenal got
the lowest scorers in the top 12.
Yeah,
we're the lowest goal scorers, and I think we've got like 2 more than, because Burnley packed Sheffield United. I think we got 2 or 3 more than the Sheffield United. No, 2-3 more than the Burnley only. But
minus goal difference still. I mean, we've gone back to the minus now, haven't we?
So yeah, in regards to Ten Hag, he's crumbling under the pressure. He's crumbling under the pressure, and then these players are not good enough and won't take it upon themselves to go, all right, you know what,
Flawless?
Let's step up and do a thing. Go on.
You say they're not good enough, but when you look at it and you go back over the last 5-6 years, you know, Trippier, as good as he is, you know, there would be many arguments to say that you'd have Wan-Bissaka or Dalot over him. Do you know what I mean? Especially when he's leaving Spurs and people are saying he's a bit done. And you look at left back Dan Burn and Luke Shaw, you're going to pick Luke Shaw. So when you go 1-to-1 with there's probably maybe 5 or 6 players that are kind of equal, if not a little bit better. You know, Newcastle, we should be performing much better with this. We should be performing better. I agree with that. These players should because they're better players. Because we watched it last season. But when I say these players are not good enough, I'm talking the long-term goal. The reason why Manchester United pay so much in transfer fees, why we pay so much in wages, is to get to the top. So when I say, because you mentioned Trippier there, Dan Burn, will use those two as examples. I think Trippier is a very good fullback. I think Dan Burn's competent. The difference is, again, like Ten Hag, the spotlight is different at Manchester United. So Trippier and Dan Burn, them performing to those levels, there's less pressure. Pressure affects. We've seen great players come to this football club and fail because of the pressure. And people say, oh, it's a graveyard for talent. Yes, there's other circumstances and there's other factors in that. But the pressure, because I don't think Ten Hag's a bad manager. I genuinely don't think he's just turned a bad manager over the summer. The pressure is getting to him. That's why you're seeing him make certain decisions, certain lineups.
He's sacking himself for me. He's sacking himself.
Again, he is. Pressure. That's why when you're talking about, if I'm just going to play Rashford regardless, he's clearly in terrible form and needs to be dropped. Or if Anthony's goal goes in, we draw the game. You've seen it with the Sancho situation. They even play with the Arsenal. And again, people, I'm not getting into that, but I'm talking about Sancho was not involved. Don't mention it. Like he even said in the interview when he got asked about Rashford, I've spoken to Rashford about his form. I'm not talking about it with the media. That should be your answer for everything. And then that's an acceptable answer. So you keep it stepping. But again, the manager's folding and the players going to fold. Because our mentality, the manager's crumbling off the pitch. And then anytime we face adversity on the pitch, we crumble. The team's in the manager's image.
Yeah,
that's why I want everybody going.
But this is what I'm trying to say. And obviously in the short term, we can't just keep saying, we'll get by. Like, how many times this season, when you look at it, the results this season, have we said, you know what, we got through it, we got the 3 points. Like, it's that kind of feeling though, Ash. Like, how can you just say we got
Saeed, when did we have a clean performance where we just dominated and that's not happened this season? That's not existed, has it? Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, you look at the Everton game. The Everton game, that fools you. The idea that we scored 3 and we were competent and dominant in that game, that was not the case. Everton were in that first 20 odd minutes. Do you know what I mean? They should have been, 2 or 3 goals in that game. So you look at us across the entire season and there's no pattern, there's no image of what Ten Hag wants. People might point to we're trying to play with a 3-1-5 and all that, and we try and play with the wide players and stuff. But at the moment, it doesn't look to seem like those patterns are even effective, or they can be effective. Do you know what I mean? So there's no point in saying, oh, he is playing in certain small. You can see small patterns on the pitch. Yeah, you can see small patterns on the pitch, and those patterns aren't working. Those aren't working. So that's saying that, okay, in this instance, in this situation here, he's coaching his players poorly, or his system's not up to the standards that need to be set in the Premier League to be a title winning or a dominant team. Do you know what I mean? So all I'm seeing this season, all I'm seing is that I hate to say it because I backed the man and I trusted him. I thought he had more to him. I thought he had more about him. I thought he had more ability as a coach. But as we're watching, as we're seeing some of the decisions he's making, he's allowing. I mean, I was looking at. Anthony and Højlund came on late in the game, and the moment they came on, did you see him press like animals? Came on, and we instantly looked different, and we looked dangerous. I'm hoping he's looking at that, and he saw that, and he saw the same things that we saw, and he's going, you know what? I can't keep Rashford in this team. Rashford is killing me. Rashford is costing me a job. I cannot keep him in the team regardless because he's costing me, and he's been costing him the last couple of games, you know, and this season, Ten Hag's not been taking these alerts, these notifications that he should be getting.
No.
That, look, these players are costing me a job. I need to switch up. I need to keep Garnacho in, or I need to, you know, don't get me wrong, Anthony's not the answer, but I mean, on the right-hand side, you what do we do over on that right-hand side? Rashford's tried over there. It's not really working. You know, you saw him tracking back. It was non-existent yesterday, and that to see his energy and his passion and his work rate, which is basically nil, nothing. He's not interested, doesn't want to know, doesn't want to run back. He doesn't care if we're losing. He don't care if we're getting smashed. It just doesn't matter to him. Do you know what I mean? He's just stood there like, oh, well, my man's gone now.
What did he say on the bench when he got subbed off? Did he say, what am I doing there?
People are saying, people are having
yeah, someone saying, I don't think he said that, but he said like, fucking out, and then, don't know though, but.
He's apparently, people are saying, no, I don't know what we're doing. When we get up the pitch or something like that, basically. That's what people have analysed it as.
So it don't matter. He showed more passion on the bench there than he did the whole game. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
We want to see that in game. It's madness.
What is what I'm trying to say? This is why I feel like for me with Rashford, he believes his own hype. He's not the guy people say he is, man. He's an average footballer. This is my own opinion. He's an average footballer that Man United fans have portrayed him to be this sort of player. He's not that guy, guys. If we sold him tomorrow, nobody should be shedding a tear. For me, that's just my own opinion. He's not the guy where you like, this is all envy. He's a guy who's literally made himself, he's hyped himself up to be this player. And Man United have bought into that now. He's now born and bred, and he's got this wages now, and we're stuck with it. It's unfortunate, but we are stuck with it now. We can't keep having inconsistent performances now at 26 years old. You should be having your game right now, and that is the ultimate problem. Manchester United right now are just failing to control, and that's why I said with the manager, he's now failing to control this. He's letting them dictate to him. What's that? I don't get that.
Yeah, that's why I don't hear this thing about player power when you're the one picking the players. You have the power to drop whoever you want to drop. That's why I don't hear player power. He's picking Rashford because he believes Rashford is best fitted to get results for this team, which tells you where this manager's at. And what's crazy about the statement you made, Saeed, when you said, if we sold Rashford tomorrow, no one should set it here. That's insert player name here. I won't cry if anyone was my left. Legit. Anybody, like ACG, anybody can get it. Like, let them all go. That's
Martinez, but he's not been here, has he?
Martinez, you got the ones like a Martinez who's not been here. May know who's new.
You can't count him, can you?
It's few and far between. Like, but we're talking 99.9% of them. Bye.
You know what, though, Flaws? I'm moving my emotions toward Kobe Mainoo now. Do you know what I mean? I'm leaving Rashford behind.
You know what I mean? Ash, you know what's mad, yeah? I think it's sad, but also I think it's happiness as well about Kobe Mainoo. It's sad that Manchester United are relying on an 18-year-old to fix our midfield issues. But it's also happy that, you know what, we've actually got something to look forward to. You know, and it's crazy. Man United now, and I was part of that, you know. I put a tweet out saying, Kobe Mainoo ball, I'm ready for it. Next thing you know, I was like, you know what, man? I can't lie. Why did I say that? Because at the end of the day, you got McTominay and Bruno Fernandes that let him down. McTominay's another one. How have we gassed this guy up to still be here? Why is he still here? Just honestly, release these guys.
Awful.
Big up to
because he going through the
Abdishek says here. Eric Ten Hag in-game management are non-existent. Livramento was going behind Aaron Bissaka constantly, and the manager is not seeing this. Ten Hag out, Xabi Alonso in. Wow. I think Xabi Alonso's got something cooking at Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think he wants to come around here anytime soon. You know what I mean? But you know what? Again, but that's what I'm saying to you. The tactics as well. Like, what, like Ash, yeah. When you're looking at watching the game, yeah, can you say to me categorically you knew what we were doing, like the game plan? Did you know what the game plan was yesterday?
I mean, no. To be honest, no. I was gonna say yeah, because I'm looking at him thinking, you know what he's doing? He's setting up with a 4. He's because we know how he's setting up. Like we know how he's setting up, don't we? I mean, but there's no plan to control or dominate the game. It just doesn't. I mean, it's poor, isn't it? You know, there is no structure there. There is no kind of out ball through the middle. You know, the goalkeeper is not being given any options from the middle, really. You know, Bruno's all over the pitch. You know, nobody knows where he is. McTominay's hiding, shielding himself away from the ball. So two of our midfield players are non-existent. Colby's there dying. Do you know what I mean? He's trying. He's giving his all. He's trying his best. He's on the ball by himself in the midfield. St. James's Park. Crowd are on him. Teams pressing against him. No one's offering him an option. They're saying, you know what, Colby, you figure it out yourself, mate. Do you know what I mean? 18 years old, being put all the pressure on him. He's just going to get chewed up and alive in this squad, in this team. And it's unfortunate because he needs some competent players around him to bring him up and to be for him to develop into a top draw player. Otherwise, he's just going to go into games and he's going to learn fear and he's going to learn to just pass backwards, pass sideways and not have that bravery and that courage on the ball. So I mean, he's going to potentially could end up like a McTominay in the sense that just hiding away from the ball, just don't want the ball, because we've seen McTominay over the last couple of years, and that's essentially all he offers us is maybe an option in the box aerially, you know, the ball at his feet and stuff. But midfield, defensively, he doesn't exist. Like, he don't want to get involved in the play. It's poor, and it's so frustrating to watch. And we've got too many of those players, because you look with Rashford, he doesn't want to get involved in the play. McTominay doesn't want to get involved in the play. Martial, little bits of pressing from the front, nothing spectacular. Bruno's wandering, he's knackered. Do you know what I mean? No idea what's going on with Bruno. He doesn't know where he is. He's chasing everything. He's chasing his tail. Do you know what I mean? So you look at it, you look at the entire team, and it's just, we're at the stage again. Once again, how many players do we need? We need 5-6 players to rectify. How much has Ten Hag had? He's had 400 million or something. And we're in this state that we're in right now.
I wouldn't give him more money.
How would you give him more money? But I'm looking at Eddie Howe. I'm looking at Eddie Howe and I'm thinking, would he be able to do this at United? And I can't say no. I can't. I'm trying to argue and think, nah, Eddie Howe couldn't do this at Man United. It'd be too difficult for me, too much pressure. But I'm looking, and he's, you know, St. James's Park is no easy place to play. Do you know what I mean? He's got all the spotlight on with the Saudi owners and all that. So, and he's doing it, and his team's playing well. You know, he's playing good football, and St. James's Park is a difficult place to go now. Only Liverpool, and Liverpool were lucky, let's be honest, getting those points in the last minutes with Darwin Núñez and all that. But yeah, it's one of those situations where we're looking at, and there's no positivity. We've got Shaw back. Oh, we've got Varane back essentially, but yet he's not being played. I mean, how are you not playing Varane? That's madness. Do you know what I mean? It's Luke Shaw, left back, left-footed centre back over Varane.
You know what he said though? He goes about Luke Shaw. He goes, I don't want him to use a lot of energy. So does that mean that Luke Shaw's not good enough at left back anymore? Is that just because he can't play 2 games a week? Like, what is all of that about? Again, you're playing Dalot, who for me, another one, by the way. Big up to Ibn Maga said, this guy's just Ollie, but worse. Ollie with an ego. Another one, Dalot, man, not good enough, but we've given him a new contract now. Dalot, for me, is average. I'm being serious with you. If you watch
average
my
is kind.
Again, yeah, average is kind. I did a fan cam outside Newcastle. I called 2 players out. I called Rashford and I called Dalot out. Go and check the video outside.
Legendary fan cam, man. Legendary.
Yeah. I said we bought Dalot for 20 million. I want my receipt because, brother, this guy gets cooked every single time. He was there 4 years ago against San Maximum. He got cooked. This one here again, yeah, bro. What's he doing? Who's he marking there when the ball comes across? What's he doing? Bro, another one. Average again.
What was the Shaw comment? I heard that just as it was. I just had to step
out.
He
said basically that it's tactical and it's basically to reserve his energy. But I'm like, he's our quote unquote best left back. He's the one that will. Well, that's what I'm going to say to you.
Even Ten Hag's figured that out. Like that, the fact that he's not our best left back, and the fact that he's saying to conserve his energy goes to show he can't get up and down that wing. I like him as a centre back, Luke Shaw, to go back to that, but as a left back, no. But as a centre back, yeah. Like, I don't know why he don't play. He did it last season. I don't know why he don't play him and Varane. Was that not? That was definitely the two who played against City at home, and I believe Barcelona. If it wasn't both legs,
Barcelona,
one of the
Barcelona
legs
as well.
So
There's a
if
lot
you
of
trust
games.
them away at the Nou Camp and at home to Manchester City, why not run that back when it worked? But again, that comes back to pressure.
You know what it is? It's the Maguire. It's because Maguire's been played himself into form. Do you know what I mean? You know that he gets to keep his spot, and it's madness keeping frustrating Varane. I don't even know what we do there with Varane now. Do we look to try and get rid of him in January? But then we're getting rid of Maguire. We're getting rid of. I've got a real worry that Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes into this club and says, "Nah, we need to build the defense around Maguire. We need to trust him. Taking the captaincy away from him was a mistake." I mean, we've yet to see, but we've been hearing like little reports come out saying that he wants to bring in English players and stuff, and we've seen how bringing in English players have gone over the last 5-6 years with like a Sancho, a Wan-Bissaka, Maguire. I mean, it's not like we've shopped well when it comes to with the English market, so it's worrying in that regard. And just to frustrate Varane. Varane seems like one of the nicest guys in football. Just a good guy. I mean, just a hard worker. I don't know if you ever saw his documentary. I recommend it on Amazon. It's in French, but it's all subtitled and that. It's really interesting.
Varane.
It's just called Varane. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's outstanding. It came out a couple of years ago. He's still at Real Madrid. It was on about his fourth Champions League. But yeah, it's really good. But it details his early life and his struggles, and he had knee issues and having to travel far away from home, to train and stuff like that. And he just seems like a real nice, humble, hardworking guy. And the fact that Maguire's being brought in to replace him, and to say that Maguire's earned his stay in the team.
Yeah, and we're conceding goals, and the thing is, we're conceding goals left, right, and center. Yeah. And again, Maguire I actually think has been performing to a decent level. Don't get it mistaken, but it's a team thing. Because if he was getting clean sheet after clean sheets,
well, he's not. No, but what I'm trying to say, flawless though. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, he's not the future. Is he, Maguire? We wanted to sell him in the summer, didn't we?
Yeah.
So why are we keeping him in the team? Like we should be looking. Ten Hag's looking. Is he thinking long term? Because if he's thinking long term, or at least for the next 2 years, then Maguire needs to be kind of like phased out. We don't need to be relying on him because we were looking to sell him. We was what 5 minutes? We were a conversation or a couple of million away from him going to West Ham. Yet now he's the guy who we trust.
And now he's the guy.
Faith in. He's like he's the guy.
Now he's the centerpiece of the defense.
Varane's never said I wanted to leave. Varane has always been a professional. Varane has never said he wanted to leave. But all of a sudden, there's something about he can't fit this tactics or whatnot. That's what I'm saying, man. I think there's something deeper going on.
And you know what? It's not. It's just panic, Saeed, in my opinion. It's panic because he's under pressure. And he's just crumbling under the pressure. And we're just watching it day in, day out by his decision making. There's no way Varane should not be playing. There's no way Varane should not be playing. He's our best centre-back. Why is he not playing? What are we talking about? It's without doubt.
I think A7 says it there in the chat. It's the player power. Do you know what I mean? It's the you. I feel like Ten Hag was probably losing the dressing room for a little while. He thought, you know what? If I get Harry Maguire back on side, he brings round all the English lads again. Do you know what I mean? And rally behind me. I think that's how far he's lost the dressing room.
Well, you know what's crazy about what you said there, Ash? Like I say, that's true, which could be the case because this manager's just be doing pure foolishness. Get the English lads back on side. Rashford, Shaw.
Of course, yeah.
It's not even the quality. It's not even all right. Let me try and get Casemiro back on side. Everton back on side. Say again.
That's why Rashford's staying in the team, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because he's got to keep him on side because they're keeping the dressing room on
side. But you don't like Sancho as it is anyway. You're not losing anybody. What are the English core are you losing? We're not losing any quality. How about you just manage to a competent level? That's what you need to do. But hey.
We're trying to figure out madness, aren't we? Because we're looking at it. None of us can see what's going on. None of us understand what.
We are trying to figure out madness.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. We are trying to dissect the crazy that is going on and the absolute just nonsense decisions. Hey, don't say we don't love you in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to Leon who's joined us here. Big up to Leon in the building. You get me? Onyeka says here, Maguire looks good because we're playing like a relegation team. Also, Maguire's looking good. Listen, I have to call it as I see it here. If we play a progressive style of play that enables us to push up the pitch higher, and we have this kind of, not saying high line, but let's say Ange, the way he's playing right now, and it's progressive. I'm sorry, Maguire gets caught out, but because we're playing this defensive formation and we're just kind of almost, he's just sat back and we're not playing out from the back and we're not expansive. He's going to look good. And listen, people might say you're being too harsh, Jen. He's been one of our better players, but we don't need these players that weren't good enough beforehand to be one of our better players. We need the guys who he's brought in to be working. The guys he's brought in from the Ajax system, the guys he's brought in from his side, we need them to work. We've already seen what's happened with Maguire. We know that. They have a ceiling. But the Amrabat, the Anthony's, the Mason, we need them to succeed because you've bought money from them. This is your philosophy. Maguire's any philosophy. Maguire, you can patch him in any manager and be like, right, just do a job for us. We want to see you play with your players. And Leon, let me ask you a question here. Hoyland was on the bench. Regner was on the bench. Amrabat was on the bench. Anthony was on the bench. 4 of them, yeah? Four. Only Onana because he's an outfield player. That's mad when you deep it, you know. And he's still relying on these guys that were possibly not good enough for other managers. But then we keep saying, well, it's a player's fault when he keeps playing them.
Yeah, real talk, man. I think the only thing Maguire's bringing is that Sheffield United energy, man. He's loving the low block right now, innit? You know what I mean? So,
bro, that's what I'm saying. It's survival football, man.
Come in and answer. Shout out Ash, big up, man, and big up Flo and Saeed as always, man. It's always a pleasure to come on. Ash, you're putting us to shame, man, with that setup, man. It's looking proper, man. Proper studio.
Yeah, man. Proper.
I mean,
I should see the rest of the house. The rest of the house, shithole, mate.
It's just the corner. He's just saying,
yeah.
Yeah, like when the footballers do that after the thing when it's just a little corner thing. Because I was in the Wolves ground the other day and I'm like, hey, I'm looking around. I'm like, this is where they do the interviews. Just a little wallpaper on the wall. I'm like, that's it. Do you know what I mean? So,
that's it. That's it.
Going into the manager, it's interesting. When I came in, Flawless, you were saying like we're trying to figure out the madness. I ain't trying to figure out this shit because it's going to drive me crazy if I try to figure this shit out. I don't know what's going on. That's why when we was on your stream, Flawless, and I was having a laugh with Rhino saying Rhino's going to explain the Ten Hag style, yeah. And Rhino was like, do you know what I mean? Because like we don't know, innit? Do you know what I mean? And shout out to Rhino as well. But I mean, like,
yeah, big up Rhino.
Haram football, perfect. Do you know what I mean? I have no idea. Yesterday, I don't really understand the mentality that the manager was going to. Said, I watch your post match thing, yeah. Shout out,
yeah.
I watched your post match breakdown, yeah, and obviously you weren't happy in that, and you hit the nail on the head, bro. Like, what did the manager go there to do? Let's be honest. Why did we go 3 hours up there to do what? Like, we didn't even. And when you watch it back, yeah, we just let them just little manners. Do you know what I mean? So big manners.
Yep.
You know, like when you're in the playground, you're year 7, and you can't get the ball off the year 11s. It's just like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Man, we're running through us. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I think he's going to sack himself. I think he's proper lost his way now, and I don't really understand this season. Musa was saying that he's lost himself. I think he has because last season he didn't want to play these guys whatsoever. I don't think McTominay got a sniff last season, no, hardly anything. And now
hardly anything. Yeah,
he's the second striker. So I don't know, bro. It's crazy, man. I don't know.
And when I say Leon about us like dissecting the madness, not because we want to, it's because we're here.
Oh no, I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Unlike the players, and the manager, we're actually doing our job and what we're actually supposed to do. You know, even though it's tough, because none of us want to sit here and talk about this. I'm saying none of us want to watch those games. I genuinely don't look forward to watching us play. Genuinely, I dread doing watching.
Look at this comment, man. That was a comment I was telling you about. Yeah, but we scored an offside goal. It could have been a draw. Like, imagine hearing that, though, guys. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, what? It's worse than Ollie. Remember what Ollie said? We didn't have any more legs. We didn't have enough legs in there. Like, remember? I don't know if you see the podcast. Me and Nurin were joking, yeah. And the comments were saying, like, you know, we didn't have anything legs in there.
It's all just isms and schisms, man. Like, that's what it is, man. Just pure isms and it's just pure, just absolute, just waffle.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah. It's just straight. That's why I don't pay attention. It's not until you, Saeed, or someone on the show or someone in the chat will mention one of his comments, and I go, "That's why I don't listen."
I don't listen to the post-match things anymore. Sorry, go on.
You know that attitude. That attitude is why we still got Luke Shaw, we still got Rashford, where we still got McTominay. That's the attitude, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's why it's that. Oh, they've just had a bad game. Or they didn't have the support from the team. All that kind of nonsense. That these players aren't good enough. There's no excuse for the way McTominay's been playing the last 3 or 4 games. Do you know what I mean? Talking about players who've got to play themselves into form and all that. There's no excuse for the way McTominay's played. I think it was the Fulham game. He had something like 7 passes. And just some of the mad stats this half. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to get some stats, by the way. Apparently,
get some of the stats because they're horrendous. He's not a midfielder. He's not a striker.
Ash, we don't expect him to have more than How many touches would you expect McTominay to have in a
Yeah,
game?
we expect him. We know he hides.
He's hiding. I never see him. I'm trying to look for him. I'm looking for him, and I can't see him.
You forget he's on the
constantly.
pitch until like there's a clearance or a ball ricochets up and it might drop.
The worst thing is as well,
yeah,
he's
that's
supposed to be Mr. Physical.
He's played.
And the amount of time that man run through and he's jogging next to them. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, Joe Lennon was taking. Yeah, Joe Lennon was taking.
You know when man are on a 5K and you just support him, man, you're fitter than the guy in it, and you're running and you're like, yo, come on, bro, you got this. Do you know what I mean? One more mile, come on, you did 3K last week. My man's just jogging next to him, like, do you know what I mean? Like, let me just show you. Let me show you where our goal is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true. This is it, by the way. This is it. Scott McTominay has played 100 minutes of football in which he has touched the ball 30 times. That is crazy. 30 times in 100 minutes.
Xavi, you know, midfielders, decent midfielders. You look at even Rodri and all that. Do you know what I mean? They do that in what 20 minutes, if that.
20 minutes, yeah, exactly. 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
It turns into like him just summing it up, just not wanting the ball, and yet the manager will watch that, see that, and still continue to play him. And actually, you mentioned something about playing yourself into form. That don't happen in any other place of work. Imagine you're in your office job and you're performing poorly, and it's like, I'm just gonna, be bad for a couple of weeks. I just get better. You know what I'm saying? In a couple of weeks' time, your boss ain't allowing that. What we doing it? That's not allowed in any workplace.
Here's another one. Onana 29 touches, McTominay 17 in the first half. He probably never went up after.
That's what we got it wrong, Saeed. Onana should be playing centre mid. I've just realised we need a midfielder as well.
I told people, man. Onana's a midfielder, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, again, why is the manager? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, the kind of like style of football that he's playing now, it's just so detrimental. Like now, it's a point where he's going to play McTominay again. He's going to play him again.
You know why though? Because he scored those couple of goals. Do you know what I mean? He scored a few important goals, so he's like, right, he's the only guy in our like up there that can score. So I think he's genuinely worried because Anthony can't score. You know, Garnacho's been doing, unless it's wonder goals, and then Rashford's not been scoring. Højlund, I mean, what the hell's happening to him? Do you know what I mean? He's getting no service. The only person that's getting any kind of goals recently, I mean, he's top goal scorer in the Premier League for us, McTominay.
Is it? No way is that.
I think he's joint with Bruno. Top, do you know what I mean? It's like what we're talking about.
Mad.
But you take McTominay out of the team and you bring in, say, Amrabat with Kobe Mino, and then you put Bruno in front. You just have a little bit of solidity in that midfield. Have a little bit of strength, a little bit of possession, a little bit of control, where you have dominance over the game. I don't know what I'm talking about. I played Football Manager a few times. Do you know what I mean? I love FIFA and all that. But this is a guy who's coached a Champions League team to the semi-finals. He's won multiple league titles, yet he still thinks McTominay is going to be the guy to bail him out and to control and dominate that midfield. What is he seeing? Like, what is he seeing that we're not seeing? And that's where it's worrying.
Saeed, read the super chat because I'm starting to believe your theory, man. I'm starting to believe this. The more I see it come up, look, I'm starting to believe this now.
Big up to Tariq, man. He's always supporting the channel. Big up to you, Tariq. Said, big up, lads. LFC fan here. Eric Ten Hag didn't turn into Ollie overnight. This is a behavior of a coach who wants out and wants his last paycheck. Boy.
I don't. Let's not give him out. I don't think it's anything for him or he wants out or he wants his last paycheck. I'll keep saying it. This is a manager crumbling under the pressure. Because that spotlight of being Manchester United manager is different. That's what this is. I don't think it's anything to him wanting out. No, I think he's genuinely trying.
He's lost himself.
He's lost the plot. His marbles are gone. Lost his marbles completely. Because now the expectation level was much higher coming into this season than last season. Because
is he as good as we thought he was, though? Is he as good as he thought he was? You know, maybe this performance at Ajax over the last couple of seasons.
You know what's mad there, Mandem, yeah? Pressure is mad, you know. When you look at it, this guy has never managed anyone above Ajax. Bro, Ajax, you know, they're a big club, yeah? But you know what? That's maybe his level. I don't know. Like, when you come to a big club, yeah, it's also knowing that this is a big club and you can't just say, like, you know, you can't just treat it the same pressure as Ajax. Like, don't worry, we'll fix this. You know, don't worry. You know, we got this.
So is that level below? He's a new Unai Emery where he can't do it at Arsenal, but he can do it for Aston Villa?
He might be.
Yeah, he might
That's
be.
how it is. I genuinely think he's not a bad manager. I think he can. Well, he showed that Ajax can perform. But that Manchester United bracket is different. The level you are expected to perform at week in, day in, day out. and under pressure, year in, year out, day in, day out, every time you're expected to perform at, is very tough to do. And he did it for a season. We watched him get results and perform to a high level. And then now summer comes, all right, signings. We are now expecting you at least to maintain that. And that's a very tough thing to do with extra expectation. Because all of the issues, we have no new issues. That's why I don't think he's trying to get sacked. There's nothing that wasn't a problem. That's a problem this season. That wasn't a problem last season. All the problems are still the same. Exactly. He just not switched it around. But yeah, go on, Leon.
You know what? I was just going to say quickly, Said, he might just be a PSG Bayern manager where everything's got to be in place. You've got all the team. And really, when you go to PSG or a Bayern or a team like that, you don't really have to buy many players. You can literally go, well, I prefer that midfielder rather than him. I prefer that striker and that forward rather than him. And I prefer to bring that centre back and you can ship him out and knowing that club can provide that. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know whether it'd be interesting to see where he goes after United. But he's lost his way, and I think this is just the combination that's not going to work at the moment. There's too many signs. I mean, Flawless, your list is ringing in my head every day, bro. Like the amount of things this guy has done wrong is crazy, and his lack of self-awareness is the most alarming thing.
Oh man, that's the biggest thing you have as a man.
He's coming out and he's saying that like the whole 70,000 people that watched the game and millions online are like, we played rubbish, and this guy's coming out and saying we played well. And you're like,
yeah. Onana's the second best keeper in the league based on stats.
What did I say yesterday? What did I say? Was it you yesterday, Flores, where I said he was it on mine when he said Onana saved the most expected goals? Bro, you're not going to fool us.
You know what's crazy? That sounds like somebody in the comment section trying to be positive. That type of comment I would expect from how people are still backing this after watching this in its totality. I have no idea whatsoever. How? What is there positive about this current situation?
You know, one thing is, Flawless. It's getting to a point now where though I want him to have the time to identify the bad eggs, which I'm sure he's completely aware of. I'm sure he has to be. I mean, you were watching him pick McTominay still and Rashford, and maybe he probably isn't aware, but he's going to eventually become aware. He has to become aware that he's got these bad eggs. Because what I don't want to see happen is another manager come in and think, you know what, this Rashford, he's banged in 30 plus goals and assists last season. I can change him. I can get the best out of him. Yeah. So then a new manager comes in, and in the first couple of weeks, we see Rashford still in the team. We see McTominay still in the team because he looks and thinks, well, maybe I can get more out of him. So he gives them an extra 12 months, and they perform in that 12 months. They do really well in that 12 months. They get themselves a new contract over and over again. Do you know what I mean? So we're stuck in a situation. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that January we see a few faces moved. I don't know. I mean, what's worrying is the fact that he continues to play Maguire and McTominay. I mean, like we were saying earlier, he wanted them gone in the summer, and now all of a sudden, the linchpins. Do you know what I mean? So what's
you're not even losing the war with your soldiers.
Yeah, so.
You're even
by the way, this comment here was coming back to you, not to that bad level, Flawless. The things he does just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I hear you.
So you've just said it. They hit the nail on the head. What do people do when they panic? Make decisions that don't make sense. That's the whole thing of panicking. When you're thinking logically and clearly, you're going to be less likely to make something. When you're in a panic, you do things you wouldn't normally do. You do stupid things. That's why it's
emotional decisions.
Yeah, you make emotional decisions when you panicking. No one's cool, calm, and collected whilst panicking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bad thing, and we're watching him because he's under the spotlight and he knows. And it's like he just compounds a bad decision with another bad decision. Like, for example, continuing to play Rashford, which is the wrong decision, and then you back that up by saying, I'm going to play him anyway. What? And you let us know. You say it publicly.
After saying...
Doesn't matter how bad you play... Doesn't matter how bad you play, you still play.
Here's the thing, after last season saying that there's standards, dropping Sancho because he doesn't train well. So it's like, hang on a minute. Do you know what I mean? So craziness.
Well, we know what's mad, yeah. I know we could speak about this for forever, yeah, but we need to talk about Marcus Rashford.
How long you got, man?
I mean, bro, how long we got? Listen, I don't know, man. But Leon, I'll start with you. You know what I mean? Brother, what... you know my opinions on Marcus Rashford, yeah. But the manager, yeah, he's persistent with him, yeah. And obviously he's defended him because he said to him, I'll speak to him in private and whatnot. But is it kind of one of them where he wants to score a goal and everyone to shut up again because he did it last year? So what happens last year makes it appropriate for this year. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So is that going to work? Is that going to succeed? What do you think, bro?
Nah, for me, when you look at the sample size, because I'm somebody that reviews the game, I watch the game not from an emotional week to week. I do put my emotions in week to week, but then I take a step back and I look at things over a long period of time. I'm an old school guy where I'll give players time to bed into teams. I'll look at I'm somebody that realizes that when you buy a player, sometimes this isn't related to Rash, just taking it off topic a second. You can give your player 1 or 2 seasons and they'll bed in, but you've got to see the right things along the way. Because I've seen that with Pep and different managers. I've seen that for years throughout the times I've watched football. It doesn't always work straight away. But with Rashford, when did he break through with Louis van Gaal? Was it 2014, 15?
15, 16.
He's in the category now for me as one of the most overrated footballers in the world. That's where he is right now for me. He is for me because I don't care I said this to my friend the other day. When you look at Rashford's career when he finishes and you go on Wikipedia, you're going to say, oh, he must have been a great player, man. He played this many games, he scored that many goals. That will not tell you the story of Marcus Rashford's career. No way. The inconsistency over years, and because he's Manchester born, because he's a shirt seller, and because commercially they've just put I just said this to Neji. Me and Neji was doing a stream about an hour ago, and I just said it. I can't get the wording right, but it's he epitomizes everything that's wrong with the club right now. I'm not just pinning it on him. He might be trying. He's just not good enough. He, from a commercial standpoint and somebody that's not performing but sells shirts and has that kind of Manchester kind of image, that's basically what we are right now as a club. And that's how much of a mess we are as a club, but this is the figure point. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me personally, he should have been dropped ages ago, and he won't get dropped. He won't get dropped. He will not get dropped. This manager's showing flawless. You just said it then. He's just showing he will not change his decisions. He will not drop him. And let's see. It's what's going to be interesting, guys, is how long this manager gets. I think he's going to get longer than what people think. I think they're going to let him run all the way through December till January. I don't think they want to spend money on a new manager, guys. So I'll be real with you guys. And I don't think January, by the way, I know I'm going a bit off, but I don't think January is going to be great. So I've been saying it for weeks. Don't be getting all Radcliffe's going to come in and buy 3 players. No, it's not going to happen, people. You're looking at a Weghorst again. So yeah, man, Rashford, not good enough.
Not good enough, man. And this, it is as well, yeah. Again, like I said to you, the goals, yeah. This the problem. I think for me, yeah, I can substitute goals, yeah, with performances that are consistent, and then you get a few goals here and there. If you get me, let's say 12 goals as a winger, but you're playing very, very good, I will accept that more than someone who scores goals, but his overall game is shit, and his overall game. Because sometimes you have to cater towards it. So Ten Hag this season, I feel like for me, catered towards Rashford and Bruno, or let's say more so Rashford because of the pressing. Now, he's catering towards Rashford because he's putting Rashford on the right when he doesn't need to put Rashford on the right. Rashford's not a right winger. He's a left winger or left forward. So he's catering towards Rashford to the detriment of the team. And I'm like, you got your guy, Anthony. Anthony. You know what's bad, yeah? Just to finish it up. He knows Anthony more at right wing than Rashford does at right wing. So how do you go? How do you do that?
Just on that point, you made a wicked point there, yeah? Every time that we cater for Rashford, it's of the detriment of our team when you look at it over a string of games. Because the amount of chances that Rashford has, it doesn't equate to a Mo Salah. Mo Salah and Rashford, the parallels are they both get a lot of chances and they don't convert all of them. But Salah really makes that impact where he does. Rashford, if you look at do you know what you should look at online? Yeah, and I've not seen this yet. How many chances does Rashford actually get in a season? It's going to be hundreds, and the amount of times that he scores will be minimal because I've seen so many chances where I'm like, bro, pass the ball. Somebody's in a great position, and he's just not interested. So I don't know, man.
You know what it is for me, Leon? Rashford, he's a good player. He's not a bad player. Do you know what I mean? You look at some of his numbers, you look at some of his performances, especially in big games. You know, he's done well for us against the likes of Liverpool. He scores against big teams in big moments. He does. He'll score against Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. His numbers are fantastic. And even his numbers in certain seasons are so mad that he's had better seasons than the likes of Mane, Robin, Bale. Some mad numbers that he's put up. But for me, it's everything or nothing. There is no in between. What Saeed's saying there, you'd accept a poor performance. You'd accept an Antonio Valencia who'll give you a guaranteed 6.5, 7 out of 10 every single game, but won't give you the goals. You know, he'll step up and it'll be important for your team. Someone like a Willian as well, similar kind of player who puts more into the team when he was at Chelsea and not so much at Arsenal. But for me, Rashford shouldn't be someone where we're looking like he's a 350k a week player. He's not that guy. Rashford for us is a Sane, is a Coleman, he's a squad player. He should be one of two wingers, quality wingers of a similar, if not better. And when Rashford's not playing well, then Garnacho plays, and that's simple. Do you know what I mean?
Guardiola. What do you get into? When you get into Man City's team?
I don't think he'd get on the bench.
When you get into Liverpool's team?
But how quickly would he get out? Do you know what I mean? You look at Grealish. Grealish, Doku's already looking like he's starting to, replace him. And so it's one of those where you're seeing other managers, and you saw with Klopp as well, they're quick to replace him, whereas Rashford, regardless of his performances,
Grealish
like what Flawless was saying earlier, regardless of his performances, he's staying in the team. Doesn't matter how bad you're going to be this week or next week, I trust you.
Look at Grealish,
I back you.
Grealish is not playing every single game. Grealish, who they bought for 100 million,
is
not starting every game.
For multiple reasons. One, because they have quality in those areas as well, and number two, Pep expects a certain level of level. Like anybody can get dropped at Manchester City. No one's guaranteed to start. Anyone who you think's guaranteed, let them perform poorly. Let Rodri, for example, perform poorly over a few games. You think that Pep wouldn't drop him? Of course he would. Like, that's what it has to be. I agree with Ash. Do I think Rashford overall is a terrible player? No, but it ties back into what I say about the manager and being under the spotlight. At Manchester United, especially as an attacking player, you are expected to deliver at a certain level. You are expected to perform. If he was at a mid-table club, if he was at Palace, if he was at Brentford, if he was even at Brighton, no one's batting an eyelid about Rashford. There's not major conversations about him. People ain't coming out of the woodwork. Well, not coming out of the woodwork, but people are not standing 10 toes down to defend him. Because is he a Premier League player? Yes. But again, we're looking for the top 1% of players in the world to come and perform at Manchester United. And Rashford is not that. At best, he should be a squad player with his attributes. Is the manager helping him? No. Has he helped himself? No, because has his game developed? Seems his game's regressed. Where's the skills? Remember we used to do the flip-flop?
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he's ever had skills, man.
No belief.
A flip-flop, a little flip-flop you're
talking
about.
Remember he used to try it. When's the last time he even tried that?
He didn't even try it, yeah.
When's the last
He's
time
trying to Ronaldo chop into someone. Do you know what I mean? How many times have you seen him chopping into someone?
Oh, man, he can't even do it, man. It's so bad.
And it's so obvious. He doesn't know when to do it. His timing's not down. It's bad. It's just poor. He has no idea when to kind of do that skill move. Do you know what I mean? Just terrible.
It's got to the point where people are reading his skills and they're just seeing it and they're like, he's going to go in on the thingy. It's bad, you know. It's really bad. And proper dead defenders as well. You know, like defenders, old men with no pace and that. Proper like, he's going to go in now. Boom. But two of them at the same time. You know, just
contain him. Just step here. Let him do his madness. He's going to trip himself up in a second. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just pick up the ball.
The only way that Rashford would work in a Pep system would be the same way that he utilised Sterling, where he would have to develop his game. And he knew that Sterling was limited, and he just got it right, arriving late for tap-ins at the back post and stuff like that. That's the only way it'd work in a Pep system. But I tell you right now, we all know if you didn't listen to Pep, be gone in about 6 months, 12 months, gone straight out the door. So, yeah, man.
Facts, man. It's just not good enough, man. And this is the thing, man. You know what I mean?
Do you think he's hit his ceiling, Sai? Do you think this is the most?
Bro, I think he's hit his ceiling time ago.
I think he's hit it time ago. Yeah.
I think he's hit it. But the problem is now we have to force ourselves to say remontada. Remember what I said to you, Flawless?
No more remontadas, man. No more remontadas, man. That should be a title of an episode, man. I'm tired of remontadas.
We're doing it for Maguire. We're doing it for Shaw after 8 years. We're doing it for every single player. Shaw's back.
Saeed, hear what you just said. 8 years. 8. What?
Do you know what this is like?
9, actually.
9. So we're saying almost a decade, and there is still a question mark about whether this player is. How much more evidence do you need to see to go, you know what? He's not it.
Flawless, you know what this is like? This is like when you go to a workplace and that guy's there and you're like, why does he sit on his arse all day? And they're literally there like, he's been here for like 10 years, man. Yeah. My man just, we can't be bothered to replace him. Do you know what I mean? Man just sat on the forklift telling you what to do. And you're like, bro, man's grafting here, you know? And he's like, yo, don't. I've been here a long time, bro.
He's seen too much, that guy. Like you can't get rid of him. Do you know what I mean?
You've seen too much,
bro.
That's Rashford. Do you know what I mean? He's writing a book once he leaves Man United. Do you know what I mean? He's like. The biggest problem is the fact that we've trusted him to be our main guy. Do you know what I mean? We've put him as our flag bearer. That's been the issue. I said it last week. He should just be a squad player. That's it, a bit part squad player. You know, that when he's playing poorly, he gets replaced. When he's playing well, when he comes in and he scores a few off the bench, you know, we try him for the odd game and stuff like that. He's a squad player, and he'd be a fantastic squad player. Mancunian, you know, loves the club, all that kind of nonsense. Not paying him 350k a week. We should have paid him 175k a max a week, and then said, you know what, if you want to go and get your own sponsor, sponsorships. What we did was we looked and we said, oh, but he's got a Gucci sponsorship or a Louis Vuitton, and he's with Range Rover.
But
he's changed.
Assets.
Yeah, he's changed government policy. Oh, he's done this. Oh, he's special. So what we did, we looked at him, we thought, oh, he is more valuable as an off-field asset than he is as an on-field asset. We didn't even stare at the on-field, what he was doing on-field. We just looked at the off-field and we thought, you know what, we need to keep him here because he's selling, and the media guys love him. Do you know what I mean? The merchandise team, they love him. We need to keep him because the kids love him. You know, he's our future brand. He's the future of our brand. Rather than thinking, well, just look at what he's doing on the football field. Do you know what I mean? You know, if he's performing well enough on the football field, all the rest of that will come. We don't need to hype him up by giving him big contracts and big wages. Let his performances hype himself up. But yeah, again, just poor management, poor ownership. I mean, maybe that will be rectified with how Sir Jim Ratcliffe treats him and what kind of contract he gets next. But we're yet to see. And again, we've heard that he wants to shop around the English market. And we've seen, as I've said, you know, we've seen what the English market looks like with Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Sancho. You know, we've not been great in that English market or the British market with Dan James and the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? So geez. I'm worried, I'm scared. You know, I just want
the Brexit market. Crazy.
Brexit market, I'm telling you. Big up Lexus says, I have one question. Can Ten Hag set up the way he did last season and have Rashford scoring that like that again? Bro, but then you have to have a dead striker. Why do we have to accommodate one player?
Yeah, I don't think you could get Rashford scoring like that last season. However, I think he could set up like last season, yes, because all the players are still here. He could easily set up all of them.
Yeah.
Go on, say.
No, I was saying like the thing is with me though. Last season, Weghorst was like almost like he facilitated for Rashford in terms of his movement and where he was. And then Rashford was almost like a left forward and he found a lot of space down there. But United need to evolve. You can't just play one because everyone else, I think what was a top goal scorer after Rashford? I think it was it Bruno or
Bruno?
Fred?
And it was Bruno. He had like 9, I think like 3 of them.
Fred.
Here the thing is, you're talking about
Fred had 7 goals last season.
Fred had a lot of goals. But you're talking about
we sold him.
But you're talking about like if we had moved well in the transfer market. Because like, all right, he's brought the players in, you've tried a new style, it's not worked. So yes, evolving is the correct thing to do, and that's the aim. But like last season, his aim wasn't to do what he did last season. Look at them first 2 games. Brighton and Brentford tell you that. But you evolve or you die. You have to utilize what you have. And if you can't play your way, you know what? It worked last season. Let's go back to that. Like I said, do I believe you could get Rashford playing and scoring like that? No. But can we revert back to what? Yeah, you have Højlund. You know what I'm saying? You have more there. You have Amrabat. I'm saying you have Onana in goal. You have other players you brought in. You've got Reguilon on loan. Like, what are we talking about here? So, yeah, and even when you look at the quality of the league, it's not great. That's why we are where we are. How many points are we off top 4? What, 3, 4 points?
But the thing is, though, I don't look at the table. You know why I don't look at the table? It's because these guys all play better football than us.
That's the point that I'm making is as bad as we are, because we all admit, all 4 of us here talk about how bad we are. Imagine we were competent where we would be in this league.
Yo, by the way, the chat have come up with a good one. It's now that he's not playing well, it's Rashford. When he's on form, it's Rashford in it, but it's Rashford now. So yeah.
You know what, man? It's crazy, man. And like I said to you, man, I look at this here, yeah. And by the way, there's 1.3k in there, not even 500 likes. What are you lot doing, man? Get them likes up, man. We're here. We're giving you therapy. Get them likes up, man. Come on, people. Big up to everybody who's here. You know, and you know what? Someone say, who knows if Casemiro's really injured? Bro, I don't know what to believe nowadays, man.
It feels like he's not in it.
Nah.
It feels like he's not.
Exactly.
It feels like he's not, man.
He seems like the kind of guy that would want to come back quickly. He would just want to get back on the pitch if he was serious.
Well, he's gone silent on all his social medias and everything. Do you know what I mean? Normally, when he's injured, he's still on them. Do you know what I mean? Where he's just silent. His wife's still posting. Do you know what I mean? I check her out, by the way. But yeah.
You know what, man? I'm going to bring up a couple of videos. I'm going to bring up a couple of photos, yeah?
Let's just wake up
Danny the Devil Details. Big up to Danny the Devil Details.
I was watching him earlier. He's quality, this guy.
Yeah, he's quality. Yeah, Danny really knows what he's about, yeah. But just look at this here. Look at this here. You got this Kobe Mino on his own here. Look at the midfielders. Where's McTominay? He's there. Is that McTominay over there? I think this is Bruno over here. So looking at this, look at the space as well. Look at the situation there. He's only there on his own. Look at this here. Look at this there. Look at the space.
This is why I've been calling out for a 2. For a 2 at the base. It's so important for that 2, like Ash said. It's so important, man.
Yep. This one here as well. Look at the space here as well. Casemiro has to trap on his own there. But look at one ball over the top there. They're in. They're literally in. And Bruno Fernandes is in the guy. But look at that. There's another one here. And then look at this one. Here's the worst one. Look at the space. Can you man see the space? Look where Amrabat is.
Yeah.
Why is he so far back?
There's not what in that triangle. The Arsenal, the Copenhagen players. There's not one player in the middle there to stop that. Do you know what I mean? It's madness.
You see what I mean? So it's like people blaming Casemiro, and they all say to Casemiro's a problem, this and that. I always said, structurally, Manchester United midfield is awful. When you actually deep it, like our midfielder as a whole is awful. It's awful when we look at how we are. Like it feels like 23 shots. I don't know how many shots here. I think someone said 115 shots, something like that, in the last couple of games. I forgot what someone mentioned it. The amount of shots Man United have faced.
It's like 50 or something like that in the last however many. Is it 3 or something? Or someone said
let me find out.
Saeed, who do you go for in your midfield though? Who's your midfield three? What do you do? Do you go with the two at the base? Like Leon was saying.
Shots.
I'll tell you mine, Ash. When you're ready, I'll tell you mine.
I would play Kobe. Kobe, Amrabat, and then if you want, put Bruno in my 10 row. Kobe, Amrabat, Bruno.
I'd do the same.
That's what I would go for.
You know what you got to do? You got to have, because Bruno's rash, and he's not disciplined for his position, even though he can provide.
You leave him in the 10.
What you got to do? You got to have that solid 2, and that solid 2. The thing is, right?
Leon, who's your 2 though? Who's your 2?
So mine's interchangeable, but I've got the same 2 as you two right there, Mino and Amrabat. But you see what it is? The manager just needs to come up with, and shout out to Nagy. Nagy said he needs to have a player profile sheet where you just go with what I've got with the squad right now. I know I'm going to play an 8 and a 6, or 2 8s, or a 6 and an 8, whatever, and I'm just going to interchange because we've got man, and we've not got a deep squad with the midfield, but we've got man that can cover those positions. Even a Donny could play with a Mino. Even Mino could play with Casemiro. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Bro,
I want to see that.
Against lower opposition, Mino or Amrabat could play with Hannibal if we're going to play like some lower teams or league. Do you know what I mean? But like the manager.
What's happened to Hannibal, by the way? Hannibal, had a decent performance, had a few decent performances, was involved in our best performance at Crystal Palace, involved in the win against Burnley. And then we've not seen him since. Every time he's been on the field, he's been decent. He's showed a bit of passion, a bit of energy. And then where do we see him? He's skill, quality on the ball. He's got everything. Yet he's been ostracised. And McTominay, how is Hannibal Mejbri potentially could? Don't get me wrong. I understand he was at Birmingham, and he shouldn't be like our priority. But when it comes to who is that more likely to be a member of our squad in the future, McTominay or Hannibal? Who are we looking at? Hannibal's more likely to be a guy that we're looking for the future. Do you know what I mean? To be part of our squad. So why is McTominay being forced in?
No, but the thing is, though, Hannibal, this is what I don't get about the manager. Listen, Hannibal might not be the most technically gifted player or the most elegant player, but the manager is against survival football. He plays it for 2 games and then says, yo, listen, you got me through them 2 games. Go back to the bench now. You know what I mean? You're going back to the... Like, have you noticed the manager is so, like, he's so...
Who would you want to see, though, Saeed? Would you want to see Hannibal or McTominay? Do you know what I mean? If you had to pick to play that game yesterday.
Hannibal at least want for the ball.
I ain't gonna lie.
At least the ball.
They could pick someone out of the crowd. I'd rather see them over McTominay. Just go straight to them. I'd pick out just someone who's slightly athletic.
Dan goes better.
Dan goes the ball into the stand. Who's got the
Dan goes a million times better.
You know what I'm saying? Just pick someone. I'm sure there's someone in the Stretford that do slightly athletic. You look, yeah, come. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can run around, and I bet they'll get more than 19 touches. Tell you that much.
You know what, guys? I got a theory with McTominay. I think I know what the manager's doing. Yeah, I think. Listen, West Ham have promised us a quick 80 to 90 million for him in the summer, but they've said you got to play him all season. So I think that's what's happening with McTominay, innit? I think if he plays and he scores 10 goals, 80 90 million for him, lads. You know what I mean?
That's your midfield. That do want to see
some reason. There's got to be some reason.
The manager's word to write.
What he's doing with my man is he should just be doing that second. You know, what game was it the other day, Si, when he was charging the keeper down and that? Did you see it when he was like trying to get in the way of the keeper at the end of the game? And it's like we're trying to loft it up to him.
Which one?
That's McTominay's role. And he was like blocking. I think it might have been the Galatasaray game or the game before. And then we kept chipping it up to him, and the keeper kept coming out and getting to it before him, and he was trying to get it. That's
bro. You know what it is, man. Because I don't recognize him. I don't recognize anything he does, man. He's just such an invisible guy, bro. You know what it was, man? I'm not gonna lie, I don't see him in the game. Like, that's what's mad. It's invisible. Like, it's crazy, you know, man. And you know what as well, yeah? The manager's got a habit of taking the same players not on. Like, you know, Rashford, you know what, Rashford, yeah? The fact that he wasn't benched at half time, yeah, and then he waited till the 60th minute because he just thought, yo, listen, that's it now. I've got to bring Anthony on. And then he kept on McTominay because he thought he might get him a late winner goal. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the manager thinks about the wrong things rather than thinking about the principle of what he wants to play. You win a game right now, yeah, you've got 3 points. If you stick by your principle, you've got things for the future. You're going to be future proof. You know that, by the way. You're going to be future proof. So then, you know what? Down the line, I'm going to get more points if I sacrifice something now. Then no, it's true.
So you're saying sacrifice for the greater good.
Because if you play Hannibal there, at least you can look and go, well, he's for the future, but he's not good enough. We need to get rid of. Yeah. What's his reason for playing McTominay? You're looking at it from the outside and you're thinking, this is a guy you don't want, or do you want him? Do you want him? Do you want to keep him? Are we keeping him? Or are we selling him? What we're doing with him? Because you're keeping him in the squad, and keeping him in the squad is keeping someone out of the squad. So you're keeping potential out, like Dango, like Hannibal, like whoever Amrabat, who's his man, and it's. But he's going to start on Tuesday. He's going to start on Wednesday, nearly on.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Will. Yeah, he will. Actually, hit the nail on the head, because then we need to look at profiles that we're going to buy to come in. So let's just say that Hannibal isn't the quality, but he's kind of the profile that you want. You get to try it out in your system. So none of it makes sense. And all of this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy.
It's crazy, man. Guys, are you watching this, man? This is our top away
record. That's sackable in itself.
It's sackable, man. 4-0, 6-3, 3-1, 3-2, 7-0. Oh, my God. I can't believe we've still done that. 2-0, 2-2. That's our only draw. 1-0 Brighton, 2-0 against Tottenham. Loss. Arsenal 3-1, and then 1-0 Newcastle.
Arsenal.
We've got Liverpool next. God. We've got, I think, after that, it's the next big 6 away, or even home, like when you're deep. Top 9, anyway. Villa, we've got Villa at home in a couple of months as well. So, bro, let me tell you something.
You had to that this season, Saeed. You had that to that season. Brighton beat us at home, didn't they? And Arsenal, Man City dominated us. So even a home form, which was great last season, has been dreadful this season. Crystal Palace. So there is no kind of positive signs.
By the way, Chelsea are licking their lips, you know. They won 3-2 today with 10 men. They're licking their lips, mate.
Bro, listen, because you know what? They're a good footballing team. That's what I'm saying. Chelsea might be bad, yeah. They're not getting the results here. But you know what? At least, yeah, they're a good, like, they've got the basis of what they're trying to do, like the football side of it. Like they've got a thesis. They've got a kind of like, you know, their overall game. It's just that obviously certain personnel, they're not patched up yet. You know, they're trying to figure out what the balance is. But actually, what they're trying to do, you can see it. Like you can see the base of what they're trying to do. You know what I mean, bro? So
that's why I'm not seeing it with Chelsea. I have no fear of Chelsea. I really don't. I don't.
No, but I'm with you. Do you think he's going to go? Do you think he's going to go low block again? Do you think he's going to do that?
No, I think we're just going to see 2 absolute moderate teams.
No, that's what's going to happen. The manager's going to go. Let's sit back and counter them.
No, I don't think so. We'll try and play up. But I think we'll probably have a good game against Chelsea. I think it's one of those where they'll probably end up being a best because they'll be open, we'll be open. It'll probably be a little bit of a slugfest. I think it'll be like a 2-2 or something.
Yeah, I think it'll be like very similar to last season in terms of not result, but like the openness of the game. And is that true? 214 shots.
Oh God,
we faced
Luton ahead of us. Crazy, man.
Yeah, look at that. That's yeah. So Luton, yep, there you go.
But now is the second best goalkeeper in the Prem.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? So
no, he is statistical.
Bro, that's wild, man.
The stats.
No, he saved the most expected goals. But the unexpected goals he hasn't saved. So
yeah. The unexpected. Hey, they say expect the unexpected. Someone should have told that to Onana.
There you go.
214 shots is madness when you deep it, man.
You know wait, is that in the Premier League? In how many games?
Premier League, yeah, Premier League.
In what? So we faced 214 shots in 14 matches. Yes. What?
Yes.
wait.
Yes. And we've won. I think this season. By the way, this season we've won.
Doesn't make sense.
We've won. So, I think only one. Our record is 1 out of 2. By the way, 1 out of 2. So our record is we've had 20. How many games have we had this season? 22 is it already? All competitions. We've lost 12. I think we lost 12. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat, or if I've got my stats. I was with Minna before. She told me the right
average.
stats.
I just did it on the calculator. We face on average like 15 shots per match in the Prem.
Basically, yeah.
Shoot on sight, man. Play United. Shoot on sight.
Lindelof and Maguire, innit? You got no midfield.
Yo, big up to my filler Ark, man. What a name, bro. Big up to you, man. Shout out to Saeed. Daily videos to listen to while playing EAFC. Big up, man. The fall of Man United in 4K is glorious. Also, Rashford is good human and person. But also Onana, what's his name? Listen, you're just trying to troll him, man. But listen, he can be a good person. I'm not saying, listen, I never go for people's character, innit? I go for footballing reasons, yeah. And he could be a good person. He went for charity today. I think he did something for charity today, Rashford. Big up to him for that. I'll never criticize him.
There's loads of great people in non-league. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of real nice, good people in non-league.
Yeah, man.
Don't mean they should be playing for Man United.
Yeah, exactly. And Onana, his name is right now, it's Onana, but it could be goodbye and see you later. You know what I mean? It's not
We
good.
can't keep him.
Is that true? I just seen that. Is that true?
Right, you know.
Oh my god.
That's right. That's 23 shots is
that's
right.
Crazy.
That's Everton crazy. It was. I'm gonna check Everton. Let me check the Everton game.
No, don't. That's
Everton.
Horrible. Just check Decore. Don't check Everton. Just check Decore by himself.
We beat them 3-0. But oh my god. Oh my days. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Guys, you watching this? 24.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying stats you should watch about them all the time, but I'm just saying as well is that our football is not sustainable. It shows you two things. It shows you that you can win games like this 3-0 and stats don't mean anything, but it also gives you a bigger picture of, hold on a minute, is it sustainable as well to keep doing this every single time? Is it sustainable?
No.
Yeah, those are 24 shots from the halfway line. Those are 24 shots from fairly close. That means they're getting the ball close and getting the ability to get a shot off fairly close as well. So the 24 times, that's the way you should really look at it, really. 24 times they've had an ability to get a shot off within our 18-yard box. And we've had 9 chances to get a shot off.
And one of them was a
See what I mean? I'm going to check Galatasaray one as well. Galatasaray is 16-17, so that was like a boxing match anyway. But even that, like 16 is like still.
Yeah, Galatasaray,
you know what I mean?
That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, we shouldn't be allowing them. Copenhagen should have beat them in Istanbul.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, that team we lost to under Oli, that bit, sure. When they go Galatasaray, guaranteed they ain't having Galatasaray have 16, 17 shots against them. No, we are cheeks, man. How anyone's backing this, I don't know, man. We are beyond cheeks. Beyond it.
Bro.
7th in the league, minus goal difference on average, conceding 15 shots per game. And my maths ain't my strong suit, so I could have got that wrong. Someone double check that in the chat. It could be more. But the point that I'm making is, how much more evidence do you need to see? But then again, we mentioned it. Shaw's been here nearly 10 years and people are still backing him. So just give 10 hard time.
Here's the thing as well.
16 goals and 17 conceded.
You need to watch the game. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like yesterday, they are strolling through our midfield. Joe Linton's looking quality.
Bro,
Joe Linton's mega. You look like Hullet. Do you know what I mean? Look like
Hullet,
outstanding, Joe Linton. Just made a mug, and like say you were saying earlier, I think it was you saying earlier about the 50-50s. Do you know what I mean? Just there's no kind of we look like, no, it was you, Leon, weren't it? Saying about we look like boys, don't we? You know, boys going up against men, and it's consistently like they just take the piss. They're just grabbing us, moving us wherever they want to shift us, controlling the ball, just dominating possession, and yeah, we just look weak. We just like, please, can we have the ball?
Ash, you know it's bad when you look at the Copenhagen game and you look at the Gordon goal yesterday, and they're just crossing it across, and either back post is just, as soon as that goes in danger, it's game over. And the other thing as well is, how many more men are we going to meet look good? We're playing against Nicholas Jackson on Wednesday. If anyhow he gets a hat trick, do you know what I mean?
He's trying to get everyone out. Bro, to the
you never know.
Gets a hat trick. And I'm just even here looking at the table because obviously more games got played today. So we've scored the same amount of goals as Bournemouth this season in the Premier League.
Bro, we scored 16 and conceded 17. That's how mad it is.
We scored the same amount as Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. We have scored 3 more goals than Luton Town. 3 more. And people still want to back this process and back these player and attacking players and all
flawless. This. Add the Champions League into it. If we lose to Bayern, well, sorry, guys. When we lose to Bayern.
We got a chance because it's Bayern's B team, Leon. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Bayern's B team.
I don't know, you know. They had a rest.
We played Newcastle City. We played Newcastle City and what happened?
I got smacked by 7 fullbacks.
We did, but people in my chat were telling me Bayern's B team. Yeah, my chat. People have popped up, Bayern's B team. We still got a shot going.
That B team's better than our A team. You know what I'm saying?
On Flawless's point here and what Saeed's saying, So what Saeed just said then, we scored 16 and we've conceded 17, Okay, Well, obviously we're not far off in the league, so go look at the table, guys. We're near top 4, probably going to do it, And then in the Champions League, this manager's about to be the worst ever points tally. 4 points in 6 games, And you know what? I think he's going to survive. I don't want him to, but I think he's going to.
In a group with Galatasaray and Copenhagen, by the way.
And Copenhagen scored 4 goals against us. And the goals were just, I mean, I can't relive that one. That was mad.
Nah, it's crazy, man. And you know what's mad? They didn't play this weekend because of the snow. So when you look at their schedule as well, man, if the snow continues and every week they start, you know what I mean, like, and whatnot. Like I said, we're playing them in what next week? Is it? I think is it next week? I think is it next week?
Yeah,
We're playing
next week Wednesday. Yeah. Next week Wednesday.
Yeah, next week Wednesday.
Right before the Liverpool game away. So easy run of fixtures, man.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like for me, they're gonna set. I think Tuchel's gonna want to set an example and say, "Yo, listen, this is my United team. Yeah, put them to the sword, and you know what? Let's beat them in style." Because last time, by the way, I think Bayern were poor last time. They were poor. I went to that game. They were poor, man. They weren't great. They're gonna be like, you know what? Let's flip and beat these lot. Let's show them what we're about, and let's destroy them. I think that's the energy they're coming with. That's the energy that they are coming with. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't think they're coming here to play around. They're saying we're coming to a big trophy. And you know what? We're eliminating Man United as well. Because at the end of the day, imagine now, let's say, for example, hypothetical, Ten Hag was sacked here, and we brought in another manager, and he got a tune out of these players, and we were performing. That's someone that they could face next round. So they're like, you know what? Tuchel's like, what are we doing here? Let's eliminate Man United. That's their mindset. So we have to then say, yeah, go on.
It happened in '99. They was in the groups with us, and then we met them in the final. So yeah, of course, it's a possibility for sure.
If we somehow managed to fugazi to a Champions League final, I'm sure Bayern Munich would love to see us there. I'm sure they would.
Bro, they would love it.
Is that true? That's capped. That someone look at Mohammed's comment in the thing.
Mohammed,
they won 27-0 pre-season. Is that the whole pre-season? That's crazy.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, they did. But that was like a non-league team.
Yeah.
Hey, that non-league team that they played may give us a game.
Yeah, we won't be able to put 27 points.
But people think they're going to have a weak team, when they don't have to play in they have to play second gear. They can literally play second gear in their Bundesliga. They don't even have to play at their full gear. That's what people don't realize. Where the Champions League, they're coming to a town where they're like, yo, like, we have to play our best. Like, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing playing against Copenhagen and you're at home to now thinking, United, now we can't play our dead team. Because what it does is it sends a wrong message. Because these guys at the top, who is it, Ruminage and these guys, they're going to be like, nah, you went all the way to Manchester for us to get beat by Man United. And then what does that kind of message send us? So they're coming in, and that's why we have to be prepared and switched on and aim to kind of take on whoever.
Just like us, Saeed, we demand wins. You demand wins, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You know, as the Bayern fans, they demand that Bayern win every game, just like we are used to demand that we win every game. You have to win every game. So they're not coming here looking to draw, looking to lose, looking to put in the second man. They want to win. That's the bottom line. They come into Old Trafford to win. And when Bayern are coming to Old Trafford in the state that we're in at the moment, Luton can come to Old Trafford and make us struggle for 80-odd minutes. Do you know what I mean? You know, Crystal Palace will come to Old Trafford and beat us 1-0. You know, who at the moment, who are we dominating at Old Trafford? We've not had a good game at Old Trafford this season, I don't think. Exactly. So,
Ash, here's the thing as well, you got to look at with the Bayern squad, they're going to go through to the next round. So if the guys who are on the bench or the youngsters get a chance, they might end up playing deeper into the Champions League. So they're going to be starving, bro. They're going to be hungry to show. Yeah. So mad.
Bro, listen, I think for me,
like I said, promoting Patrick, crazy.
Bro, promoting, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just think for me, it's just, I'm just kind of like, you know what I mean? The manager, he you know, when you look at the wins as well, we're winning, it's scraping past teams. And I think ultimately the bigger issue is that, you know, there's not a style, and this manager's being stubborn, and he don't really have a plan, and he's kind of it's like, you know, when you fake it till you make it. He's doing that, man. He's just trying to like, yo, listen, let's do that, and we'll get this done. And bro, like, come on, man. You know, and you know, the eyes don't lie to you. Like I said to you, the eyes don't lie to you. They don't lie to you.
Well, people are letting their heart lie to them. You know what I'm saying? Because your eyes is not. That's why people are still on board with this and what's going on. There's nothing. I wish there was something positive we could sit here and talk about, like last season, which we did on multiple occasions. But with this, we can't. Beginning to the end, people. Strap in, man. It's going to be a roller coaster, and it's all downhill.
Mate, there's no ups. This December's a roller coaster, I'll tell you.
Yeah. But there's no ups. It's just straight. You know what I'm saying? It's downhill.
It's just.
Oh, I'm fearful of that.
It's on my mind, mate. That's just...
very fearful.
You know, you're saying this style side. Sorry, go side.
Yeah, Ibn Maghrib says Bayern hasn't lost a game in the group since 2017. Why would they allow us to win? Kane is going to pummel us. Cook Sesh coming. Kane in hat trick. That's crazy, you know. Not lost a group game since 2017. Wow, I didn't even know that stat, by the way. I genuinely did not know
Man
that
United under the lights at OT, man. It's going to be different.
Guy, you know.
And Harry Kane's going to want to score, isn't he? He's going to be like, look at what you missed out on. You know, like, he's definitely going to want to be scored in England, isn't he? So, and can you imagine him not scoring?
You know what I'd hope as well? You know when he put the little Tommy Shelby hat on the other day and we won 3-0, I thought, yeah, when he's got the hat on,
bro, I can't stand that, man.
Dash that hat.
I can't stand that hat, man.
You ain't got the aura, man. What's going on, man?
You ain't that guy.
It's cheap.
The hat's just making Said angry, you know?
Bro, that hat made me angry, man. Yo, guys, man. You know what, man? You ain't that guy, man. You know when you wear that hat, man, you have to have a bit of aura. You have to have the bit, you know, like you know what you're doing. Like them man are real gangsters, you know, on what's it called? Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
They're real OGs. Bro, what are you doing? You can't be wearing that hat and cooking what you're cooking now in Man United. You can't be. You know what I'm saying to you, man? Just get your little Sundico hat or something like that and just wear one of them, like, you know. No, I'm being serious, man.
Sundico, man. He's going at Sundico. He's going at Sundico. Hey, if anyone's watching from Sundico, man, plug Saeed with a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? You're always going at Sundico, man. First it was Rashford and Sundico.
I see Eddie Howe, yeah. Eddie Howe's got a little bit of piece of paper. He's got his little jacket on and that. You know, he's kneeling down, writing notes and that, and he's like, you know, he's ready for it. Like he's
a bit of that,
yeah, man. Give me something like that, man. Give me like, you know, I just don't know, man. I just thought for me, like he has his like he hands in his pockets and he does this.
Yeah. You know what's peaked with Ten Hag? His lack of expression as well. He just doesn't do any expression whatsoever. He doesn't have any like expression or anything, does he? Just there.
But the way he went at Martial is like Martial just had enough. He was like, "Yo, how are you going at me? And when these men are not doing anything anyway." And by the way, I'm not excusing Martial because he was poor as well yesterday. But he's probably thinking now. It's got to the point now where
I'm going in 3 months. Why are you bothering me?
Exactly. But you know, it reminds me of. It's like a group. You know, when you have a group assignment, yeah, there's always a couple of guys that just don't get involved in it. And now everybody's blaming each other. Like, "Yo, I did my bit. No, you did your. No, I did my bit." And I'm like, yo, like we're a team, you know. It's not about doing my bit. You get me? Like these
it's filling in for each other, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just backing each other. It's not doing your bit. It's like covering for the next guy. Do you know what I mean? You know, and that's what these players, they don't play with each other. Do you know what I mean? They play against each other, don't they? And that's just how we've been. And that's a worrying thing from Ten Hag. Okay, you say you're talking about style, and we've not got no style. We've not got the hard work either. We've not got the desire, the commitment, the passion, the work rate. Do you know what I mean? We've got nothing. What have we got? And we've got McTominay still playing and Maguire and Shaw at centre back. Do you know what I mean? Like, what have we got?
What have we got? Not a lot.
Well, we've got
hope. We've got the badge. We're hoping the badge has got some kind of magic that's going to make these players play better than they actually are. They are. We've seen it for the last 3 years. We're going to continue to see it. That's why I'm desperate for him to get rid of him, because I know. We've seen it. A new manager is going to come in and he's going to give them all a second chance. He's going to go, you know what, Maguire? Actually, I've seen your form lately. I think maybe another 12 months. Same with McTominay, same with Rashford. So that's why I worry about a new manager coming in and thinking, you know what, I can get better out of these players. Because I think that's what Ten Hag did. I think Ten Hag came in the first season and thought, you know what, actually, look what I did with Rashford. You know, I made him cook. Do you know what I mean? And then now, the second season, he has no idea what he's doing with these players. He's like, wait, what? They've all turned on me.
Oh, these lot are mocking it in the comments, you know. Man said weaky blinders.
Bro, I'm telling you, but he's waiting for Evans to come back, you know. You know what's mad, yeah? I bet Ten Hag's excitement is, he's getting Evans back. I'm telling you, man, he's like, yo, wait till Evans comes back. You know, the reason why we lost stability and we lost our style was because we didn't have Evans at the back. Like, bro, you know what's mad, yeah? Now, everybody's going to say, when Martinez comes back here, Man United are back. Bro, we said the same thing about Luke Shaw when he comes back. You know Martinez, yeah? Listen, I love Martinez, but Martinez as well was also involved in 7-0, 6-3.
Wasn't playing
lots of bad losses in them kind of big ones. So it just shows it's not just one player that will fix it. It's not.
And even Martinez, who I'm a big fan of coming back 100%, is he going to help us create and score more goals?
Exactly.
Because that's one of our biggest problems, because we scored the same amount as Bournemouth this season in the Premier League. We scored the same amount as Nottingham Forest.
That's mad.
We scored 3 more goals than Luton Town.
That's mad.
We are a championship side. And Martinez is going to be the one to... All right, bet. Okay. Strap in, like I said, people.
Tanaga probably Tanaga keep him on the bench anyway, probably leave him out in the cold like he did with Varane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and keep
Lindelof
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans. You'll say Johnny Evans. Yeah. Balance. His English is down.
How is Varane not playing for us? He's arguably been our best defender over the last couple of years. Varane isn't playing for us. What's going on?
Raphael Varane, you know. I wear seven.
Raphael Varane.
Imagine,
I wear seven. And Raphael Varane can't get a game.
Luke Shaw at left centre back. Maguire 3-time relegated.
And you know what, Ash? The worst thing is yesterday, we were talking earlier about like McTominay's the second striker and most goals, yeah. I'm watching at the end of the game. We're desperately trying to loft it to Maguire. He's just there by himself in the box, and we're trying to do some high ball.
Luke and Harry at centre backs, man. You know what I'm saying? Raphael, you stay on the bench, mate. It's even like it's an old him. He's not like 30. Yep.
You know what's mad? Yeah, big up to Sis Faye says, what about Spurs? They drew today with all their injuries. Eric Ten Hag's a joke. You know what's mad? Yeah, Spurs, yeah, listen. I think for me, it's crazy that, they're still ahead of us. And obviously, they got a couple of injuries and whatnot. But the fact that they played with. No, but the thing is also,
last year, Said. They're the rules last year. That's what their rules last year. Next year, we'll see post absolute collapse.
But the thing is, though, when you look at Anja and you look at what his philosophy is here, the fact that he's gone to the Man City and actually played to his own philosophy, I think it's commendable, man, because I think we would have crumbled in that situation. Man United, if we had them situations like they did, we would have crumbled. Yet we've still got centre backs here. We've still got our. When you look at it, we've only got one player missing, and that is who? Lisandro Martinez. Everyone else is. You would say Casemiro's not fit. Okay, fair enough, and whatnot. But everyone else is near enough there. But yet, still, Man United, it's like one player's coming back and it's going to fix everything. You still got a lot of your players, a lot of your chunk of your players there. They are there. You just need to sort it out and get to the subject and get to the matter in hand. Because like I said to you, time is ticking. The games that we have got now are absolutely, it's crazy. Like it's Wednesday, boom. Like it's crazy. Like honestly, like Bournemouth is the only game where I can look at. I think, yeah, we'll probably beat Bournemouth. But even that, you just kind of like, you know what?
Imagine if we lose that.
Oh wow!
We could easily lose that game. No game mistake.
Billings bossing us in that midfield.
Their attack is as good as ours.
Solanke.
We could easily lose that. 100%.
Bro, their attack, yeah. Let me just say something right now. By the way, yeah, Bournemouth last couple of games, yeah, if I'm correct, yeah, they're not on a bit of form, but they have picked up a few significant results. If I look at it,
2-2 against Villa today.
They beat Bournemouth. They beat Newcastle. They're unbeaten in 3. They beat Newcastle. They beat Sheffield United away, and now they drew 2-2 today. And then they got Wednesday, they got Crystal Palace, and then they got Man United as well on the weekend. So they got the same midweek fixtures as us. So, boy, man, the fact that we're even looking at them is a Mazzolini. Then we've got Chelsea, like I said to you, Bournemouth. Then it's Bayern Munich. Then it's Liverpool. Then it's game over, I believe. So,
I said it's game over.
And it's game over because, bro, listen, Liverpool today weren't great today, yeah.
Yo, I'm very fearful of that game away. Like, I would take a 2-0 loss at Anfield right now. Someone said, yo, we can shake hands and take it. I am extremely fearful of that. Simply because when we went there last year, we was in much better form, playing much better, and they were worse. And look what happened. They can't wait for that. There's Liverpool fans out there. I've seen them in the chat talking about that operation. Get Ten Hag to Friday to get him Ten Hag to the 17th of December. That's what they're calling it. They're looking at it like, oh, it's sacrificial lamb.
Do you know what? You'll know by that point. Because by the time they're singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," yeah, and just the camera goes on Ten Hag, you'll know by that point where he's at in it. Do you know what I mean? So crumbling.
Yeah. Any solutions before we kind of wrap up? Any solutions as to how this changes? Ash, start off with you. Any solutions?
You know what?
What be your message to Ten Hag? What be your message to Ten Hag?
What would my message to Ten Hag?
Yeah,
I'm old school in the way that I'd say, you know what, these players, they're not good enough. So the least you can do is get them to perform for you, getting them to put a shift in. That's the minimum you can require from these players. Is a bit. Just get Roy Keane in the changing room. Do you know what I mean? Steve McLaren. We've been all these former pros and all that. I'd say get him. Or hire some motivational speakers or something. Get these players believing in themselves, believing that they could challenge for a 50-50 or something. Do you know what I mean? Just go, because tactically, he's not going to improve. We've seen over the last 6 months now what Ten Hag's going to bring us. You know, he hasn't been able to outthink anyone that we've seen so far, have we? You know, when it comes to the top teams, I can't remember a time watching Ten Hag's Man United, and I want him to succeed. You know what I mean? I back him, but mainly to get rid of the deadwood. But have we seen a time where we've gone, yeah, you know what? He outfought his opposition in the other dugout today. Not one time have we seen him. Have we seen or heard a commentator say, "Yeah, you know what? He's outthought. He's outplayed. You know, he moved the player infield to, you know, stop the midfielder getting on the ball. Anything like that? We've not heard anything like that from his in-game adjustments. Or he's a bit of a. I mean, don't get me wrong. Arsene Wenger, yeah, he did his great things, but he's that kind of manager where he's got one way. And once he deviates from that one way, he collapses and falls apart. You know, he's got no other options, no other ideas to combat any kind of instances where other managers make changes on the football field. It's always an afterthought for him in the post press conferences and stuff like that. So what I'd say to him, I'd just look to get him motivated. But again, because on Vibes with Ollie, one of our best seasons, one of our best recent times has been with Vibes, and Vibes FC. And that tends to how we survive over the last couple of years.
There is no vibes. There is a distinct lack of vibes. Well, there used to be no tactics and vibes. Now there's
no vibes, man.
Now there's no vibes, no tactics. There's nothing.
Was he getting rid of the vibes, guys?
You can just picture Ten Hag right now walking in the change room. They're like, "Oh, that guy again." You know what I mean? You know, you walk in, you know when everyone's in school and that guy walks in, you're just there like, "Oh my," you know what I mean? Everyone just looks like, "Bro, don't mess up the vibe," you know? Do you know what I mean?
It's a room temperature changer. Like everyone's mood just drops, and you're like, here we go.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think there's no magic. There's nothing we can expect. There's no players coming back from injury. Okay, you can maybe argue Casemiro and Martinez, but like you were saying earlier, Saeed, you know, they're not the answer. You know, he's got this is a semi-decent core group of players that you should be expecting more from. You've seen Unai Emery do it at Aston Villa. You've seen De Zerbi do it at Brighton. You've seen all these teams like Flawless was saying earlier that have got better goal scoring records than us. So it's right now. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just more pain to be expected. You know, I just can't envision us turning it around, and I can't envision him turning it around. And it's unfortunate because I wanted him to be the guy, but I don't think he is the guy. I think we're coming to that. Yesterday, watching that, you know, watching how poor we were, watching how we were dominated. Do you know what I mean? We were dominated not just physically, tactically, mentally, motivationally. You know, we were just dominated. And these teams that have gone there and played much better football than us and lost. Do you know what I mean? But we lost yesterday, and it was the way we lost, weren't it? It was just so poor. It was so kind of lacking effort. Those players aren't playing for him. You look at that football field, and you can't look and think they're playing for that man. They're giving it.
Ash, I was going to ask him something quickly. Yeah. Do you think the press are scared of Ten Hag because they don't ever ask him the questions that they should ask him? Should just stick it on him and be like, "So what was the tactic today then?" And they just seem to. Be
I think part of that is Old Trafford at Carrington. You get your invites and all that, you know, and you don't want to lose your invites and stuff. I think part
doesn't matter.
Part of that is it, but at the same time, I genuinely think the majority of our press in this country they ask poor questions. You know, they're not clued up to ask why is Varane not why do you believe that Maguire is a better player than Varane to be put in your team? Can you not see with his experience, his legacy, what he's able to do on the ball? Maguire, how is Varane being left out of the team? Just simple questions like that, and forcing it as well, pushing it and forcing it. And those questions, why is Marcus Rashford being continued to play, you know, when he's performing poorly? You know, and I just don't believe they've got the capability to ask those questions. That's in you know, all of it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
And Flawless, your final thoughts and just your message now and your final kind of, you know what I mean, like just man, your final thoughts really.
What in like regards to what's the solution to this?
Yeah, exactly.
Leave. That's the solution. Yeah. Everybody genuinely mean that. You're not good enough. Players are not good enough. It's a wrap. Show's over. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pull the curtains. You know what I'm saying? Like word to you, Saeed. You know what I'm saying? When you must, you didn't must.
On the wall.
That's it. Yeah. Curtains on the wall, man. Like so you got more. That's what I'm saying. So it's a wrap. I don't see it turning around. I wanted him to be the guy. I wanted these players to turn this around, and I did believe in them last season because of what we did, but they just shown us what they are. Like it's a wrap, man. Just start again. You know what I'm saying? Everyone needs to leave
Mm.
and we just go again from literally from top to bottom. That's what I think we should do.
100%, man. And Leon, your final words. What's your message to Ten Hag?
Simple. I got 3 messages for Ten Hag. Yeah. First one is I walk in the change room. What's tactic? You on the board now.
Yeah.
What's tactic? Second one is where's Sancho? And the third one is there's a taxi outside for Rashi and Bruno. Do you know what I mean? That's my thing straight there. Yeah. Straight away. Because I don't know, man. This guy's just baffles me, man. But yeah. What a madness.
So we all Ten Hag out then?
I'm everybody out, including him. That's
Yeah.
Everybody.
My thing is,
I'm just gonna let him sack himself.
man.
Oh yeah, he gonna sack himself. That's why
There
I'm
you
not here
go.
screaming Ten Hag out. Cause I want everybody good, and then go get a DOF with and then bring in a manager.
Yes, before
That's
you do all of
ideal.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't bring in. Just bring in another man. No. Get
Also,
a DOF and then bring in a
Saïd,
manager.
you know, if you walk in the change room, you just walking in and saying, guys, I've had enough. No more remontadas. The lot of you just dip right now.
Yeah, man.
You said
Telling
that
you,
taxi.
man.
You said that taxi. That's a coach. You know what I'm saying? And for all of them, ain't no
Yeah.
taxi for 2 players. Get a coach. You know what I'm saying? Multiple coaches.
Bro.
Bye. You know what I'm saying, don't even take your stuff. We'll get it to you. We got addresses. It's cool.
Yeah, we'll get it to you. We got the delivery man already.
We got
You get
delivery man,
me?
it's cool.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm
Saïd,
saying?
what are you saying then? What's your message to Ten Hag? What are you saying?
My message is that, you know what, you need to pack your bags. I said it yesterday, man. He needs to pack his bags and go, man, and do the right honorable thing and say, you know what, I'm gonna leave, man. You know what I mean, and just because for me, he said he can't play the Ten Hag way. And for me, it's just becoming a bit self-sabotage now. He's doing it for his own ego, he's massaging his own ego, and I think he's just kind of just taking a piss, really. He's not playing the way I want him to play. He's not playing, he keeps playing the favourites. You know, and then later on he blames everyone else but himself. Just feel like for me it's like it's not working. I'm not saying sack him for no reason. I'm saying it's because what are we here for? What are we here for with him? Like if it was Mourinho, you're here to win and it's here now and you get it in short term. Ten Hag is meant to be a long-term manager. He's meant to have a long-term vision, but it feels like he's saying I'm here for results. But then to get results in this league is difficult. You need to have style of play. Fans can buy into style of play over a long term than results straight away because it's, you know, people want to see good football. You know, that's why for so long Arsene Wenger stayed at Arsenal for so long because Arsenal fans would see good football. Then as soon as that dried up, then they see the result, then they wanted him out. So
You know what's mad as well?
Just say, yo, man.
You know what's mad? I'll leave you with this, yeah. You know what's mad? It's like even when he's in the darkest times and he's in the hardest times, yeah, he doesn't have like a basic thing to go back on. Like you're supposed to be a tactician that won leagues in other, in Eredivisie, and you're supposed to be. Last season, you showed a level of tactical nous, yeah, and you've just showed us videos, Said, and the midfield's just open the whole lot, and it's not even like, you know, when you go on Match of the Day and it's like these 2 midfielders should be a bit closer together. You see, he strays a little bit off the ball, bro. It's just a hole. It's just a big hole from one side to the other. So I don't know, man. He's lost it.
Yeah. But anyway, people, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. It's been a good show. I don't know how many likes we're currently on. I'm gonna say, hopefully, I'm gonna say it's over 500 at least.
It is over 500.
We're on 586. Yeah, let's get up to 700 if you can. Please, if you can't get up to 700, the lads, it's been a pleasure. Good therapy again. Even Leon had to come for 2, you know what I mean, seconds as well, you know what I mean, after yesterday, Mandem talk.
I've had enough this weekend. I've had enough.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. I've got to hear Nurin tomorrow, so we'll see. Final one on Nurin, and then I'm done about United. But Ash, been a pleasure, man. Big up to you. Let them know where they can find you. And yeah, man, big up again for another solid show, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having us as always, Said. Appreciate it, man. Nice to meet you, Leon, and Flawless as always. Pleasure. And chat as well, keeping us on our toes. Ash Meppers, you see it there. On any socials and that, you find me. But yeah, pleasure as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Flawless, big up to you, man. As always, big up, man, for coming on. You get me?
Yeah, man. Large up for having me every single time. Big up to you, Saeed. Big up the chat as well. Of course, always good chopping up with Ashley. Always good to see you. Yeah, man. Just subscribe, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube, people. Make sure you go subscribe to Sarcasm City TV Gaming as well. We'll be live later tonight. Probably be like 12:45ish, you know, before the United Chelsea Spurs show, people. So yeah, make sure you check that out. But yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube. It is road to 9,000 subscribers. So we're trying to get there before the year's out. So yeah, go subscribe, people, hit the notification bell.
Come on, do that. And Leon, man, have you hit 100 subscribers yet on your channel?
Yeah, we've hit
We'll see
100
now.
subs, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Getting a bit
man.
of consistency
Love
going.
that,
Yeah,
man.
big up, man.
Love
It's been a
that.
long time coming. This week we're going to get onto some of the social content. The thing is, I got to compress the ideas in my head because I've got so many things I want to do between MMA, boxing, football. I just can't be in my house editing all day every day. Do you know what I mean? I've got to go out and shoot and stuff. So, but yeah, no, big up.
Yeah.
Find me at Unleash Sports. We do the weekly streams. We've got a United panel. We've got Real Talk United with me and Neji. I'd like to do a segment with Flawless as well. I know I'm coming on your channel, so we'll figure something out.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, man, we're getting there piece by piece. So yeah, I appreciate everything. And Saeed, man, it's a blessing to be a part of it, man. Ash, great to meet you, bro. I just added you on Insta actually. And Flawless, I'll catch man on a crazy stream Tuesday, I reckon. Isn't it?
Yeah, Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Sarcasm City nearly 10K as well. Boom.
Yeah, man, we need to get Flawless there, man. 10K. Let's get him there, people. So support me, but you support everyone else, man. That's what
by
we
the
do,
way,
man.
I heard Saeed when you hit 100K, you're doing some mad party, like rooftop thing.
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. Believe
Wait,
me.
is that the wait? Is that the plan?
I thought he was doing like 20
How many
stories.
How many subs you want now?
He's buying the whole floor at 20 stories.
Buying the whole floor, man.
How many
Buying the
subs
whole
you want
floor
now?
up. I'm on 70, nearly 78 now.
All right, cool. You don't need to get him to 100K. That party gonna be fire. Yes.
I could do with a party still.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Nearly 78. So.
100K.
Yeah, we're gonna be there, man. Come on, man. 100K party, man. I might even bring subscribers down. Maybe Lucky, subscribers can come along as well. You know what I mean? We'll do something, you get me? Because you lot are day ones as well, man. So yeah, man, 77.8. We got to Paul in the chat. And yeah, man, we're gonna climb and everyone go get it, man. You know what I'm saying? We're all here. One day everyone gonna get there, man. But people, I'll catch you tomorrow, midday live. Lee Gunner, me, Goonie, Lewis. And then obviously I'll catch you as well for the Straight Jacket podcast. We're out.